2013 NBA draft is in the books. Anthony Bennett, they said injury was an issue. His weight was an issue. Apparently no issue to the Cleveland Cavaliers, who somewhat surprisingly make him the number one pick, joining Larry Johnson, the only other UNLV player to be the number one overall pick. Jay Billis, Jalen Rose, and Bill Simmons here, along with me, Reese Davis. We've wrapped up the draft now. Who's the big winner on this night?
I liked what Philly did. I mean, they ended up with Nerlens Noel, and they got a draft pick that's pretty lightly protected next year from New Orleans. Stunning turn of events. Nerlens Noel, all month, he was supposed to go number one. He drops to number 6 to the point where we're all looking at each other like, did something happen? Was there an X-ray we don't know about? And then he ends up in this trade. Drew Holiday goes to New Orleans. Exciting trade, and it got lost in the shuffle with the Boston trade.
I think the Cavs and the Wizards are both trending up because they got wing players that they needed in Bennett and Otto Porter Jr., but the winner of the night has to be the Brooklyn Nets. Anytime you can acquire Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Jason Terry to go with the firepower they already have, but the backcourt of Joe Johnson, who they hope to have healthy, Darren Williams, one of the top point guards, and also Brook Lopez, who was an all-star center. The Brooklyn Nets are a serious contender in the East.
That trade did knock my socks off, but Portland I thought did a good job in this draft to get C.J. McCollum, who can get his own shot. He's a scorer. He's also coming off an injury. He only played 12 games this last season. But they got Alan Crabb of Cal, who I think is one of the best shooters in this draft, so that's a nice piece. Then they got a backup center in Jeff Withey that could come in and block shots. He's not a big, strong, low-post center, but a guy who can block shots and protect the rim for him. And it's not a draft unless you get a foreign guy and stash him overseas, and they did that too. So I thought they had a good draft.
And we should mention Sacramento might have gotten the most talented player in the draft, Ben McLemore, at number 7. And this is a draft where we were saying, who knows who's going to be the best player in this draft? It might be him. He went to a good situation. I like that situation for him.
He was the guy that you had rated as the best available guy. Ben McLemore starts his career as a king. The king of the NBA has been David Stern. He presided over the NBA draft for 30 years. This was his final night. Stepping aside in February, perhaps he produced a memorable one tonight, with Anthony Bennett being the first player taken.